Top of the day, people. This is Joe Corbisiero coming alive, excited and full of energy. I wanted to share with you something really important. I get this question asked so many times. Joe, how much money do I really need in order to buy a home? And how do I know I'm ready to buy a home? Well, we got some answers for you. So, in the current circumstances, San Diego County, it's quite of an expensive place to live compared to other places around the U.S. But when we look at it, and when in regards to California, we actually at a discounted prices compared to LA and San Francisco. With that said, I mean, the median price we're about $6.25, $6.5 here in San Diego, but you can still find homes in the $450,000 to $500,000, depending. This is single-family homes, depending obviously in the area where you're choosing to live in. Now, as far as how much money do I really need? My recommendation is, if you go by the lenders, what they do is a debt-income ratio 50% up to 50%. What does that mean? If you make $4,000 a month gross, you can afford $2,000 a month for a mortgage, rule of thumb. I don't agree with that. I think it's really stretching it. So what I recommend, it's more like if you make $4,000, you might want to get a payment of $1,650 or $1,600. So you have a little padding there. The reason I tell you that is because you don't want to be house rich and then you have no money every month to go buy food for your family and provide for your family. With that said, how much money do you really need in order to put down and buy your new home? First of all, there's many ways to come up with a down payment. Many people do not know that you can actually use your IRA, IROth, or anything that you have that's a part of your savings account, any investments that you have, or anything that you have as far as a down payment. Also, you can have what is called a gift from a family member. So there's different ways to come up with a down payment. The minimum down payment required, which I recommend, is a 3.5 down or 3% with a conventional loan. The 3.5 down with a FHA, Federal Housing Administration, which sometimes we call it first-time home buyers, but it has nothing to do with it. It's just an opportunity to give you, a lower down payment. Obviously, when you put a lower down payment, you have to have a little of a higher, there's a more of a risk for the bank. Therefore, they're going to charge you what's called mortgage insurance. But nothing to be really concerned about, because in the future, once you keep on paying your mortgage, you can always refinance and avoid the mortgage insurance or decrease the mortgage insurance. With that said, another additional cost that comes with purchasing a home, they're closing costs. Majority of the closing costs come from the fact that you have to prepay for your property tax. So rule of thumb, calculate about 2% of your purchase price. So if you're buying a home for $500,000, your closing costs would be $10,000. So just recapping, you have 3.5%, which is, let's say $500,000 would be about $17,500, plus there's $10,000 in closing costs, for a total of $27,500. But once again, there's ways to go around as far as the closing costs as well. Now, majority of the time what we do is we ask the seller to pay for a portion of the closing cost, and then we can roll into your rate the remainder, the other $5,000, for instance. If it makes sense, we do 50% from the sellers, and then the other 50% of your closing costs will come in from the mortgage. So with that said, you only have to come up with a 3.5% down payment. If you'd like to know more details, feel free to reach out to me directly. My name is Joe Corbisiero with the Dream Homes team. Thank you so much for watching this. Talk to you soon. Ciao.